Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope we are off to an amazing start. This morning looks like we have super low volatility. We are getting some move to the downside, but that is to be expected after this ginormous run up we had yesterday. Yesterday I closed out my trade early because when I was in it, the volume for me was a little low. But as you can see, the market just completely shot up yesterday. As soon as I exited my trade, one of the main levels I was looking at was this 5600. And if you watched my video yesterday, that's exactly where I said it was going to go whenever I got off. Whenever I stopped the recording, I was like, man, I'm looking at about 5,600 by the end of the day, and it just shot up all the way to 56. Where are we now? 56.41. Looks like this is where it peaked out at, but we'll see what happens. Looks like we're getting some moves to the downside. It is bouncing off this 56.35 level. Looks like it wanted to come back down and retest 56.20. But yeah, that remains to be seen, guys. Depending on volatility, we may not enter any trades today. So that does remain to be seen. As always, I don't have, you would think you'd have a long bias, since we are in a massive uptrend, which would be the path of least resistance. But as far as that goes right now, I'm not creating a bias yet. I'm just gonna see what price does over time, and it looks like we are the VWAP bands are in a squeeze right now, so it looks like we are waiting for price to make a move in a particular direction. Came down to this lower band right here, which is that 56.25 area, and it shot right back up. So we do have a lot of buyers and sellers. If you look on the Renko side, it is in a massive squeeze as well. So we'll just wait to see if we get a breakout to one side or the other, and then we'll go ahead and trade from there. But as always, let's check our news outlets. So today is the 20th, and looks like we had just some Canadian news. Nothing too major for us. Tomorrow we have FOMC meeting minutes, and then Thursday we have manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. But today we're light on news again. But we'll see if the market makes any moves. It made moves later on in the day yesterday, so right after, I would say probably right around 9:30, 10 o'clock, right around 11 to 12 is when the market, they did some lunch buybacks. So they were buying back their stocks during lunchtime. But as always, guys, what I'm a shameless plug here. Make sure you do check out my my ebooks. I have the Renko charts, a comprehensive guide. This is an amazing starting point if you've never traded Renko charts before. And of course, a comprehensive guide to the VWAP, which is what I feel is super important to at least learn about, because this is used by institutional traders everywhere. The VWAP is super important when it comes to at least my trading. So if you want to learn that, go ahead and check out my ebooks. They're amazing. And of course, if you buy the comprehensive guide to Renko charts, you will get 20% off of this book if you buy them together. So little shameless plug. And of course, the link will be down in the comments section below. But now back to the charts. So we're just going to see what happens with price, guys. I really don't have, like I said, a bias right now. It's kind of just floating in this tight range, and that is to be expected because that run up yesterday, this run up was massive, So that was a huge gain, and it looked like it topped out here and kind of went ahead and bottomed here, and looks like price met the lows right here, roughly, kind of exactly the low of this Renko candle right here. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not really trading structure like that. I'm actually just looking at what price is doing. And right now it's completely wicking out at the bottom here. So we may get some more of that buyer sentiment come in today, or we may see it fall to the downside. Me personally, I think we might get a run to the downside first, which could already be this movement here. Because remember, guys, on my chart, these are hourly candles. So for the last couple of hours, even through the overnight session, price has gone absolutely nowhere. So it's been in this tight range here. It did break above 56.35. But it failed to stay above it. It broke it twice, and it failed to stay above it. And you can see right here, it broke it here, and just nudged it here, but it's been wicking out at 56.35 since the move happened. So it looks like 56.35 does have sustained selling pressure, but we'll see what happens, guys. Of course, I'm gonna fill y'all in on everything whenever we do take some trades. So as always, if you're gonna watch the time lapse, watch both charts, watch what price does, and watch the time so you can see where price is in conjunction with time. But as always, if we're gonna hop up in here, we're just gonna lock in real quick, so enjoy the show. All right, fam. So we finally got stopped out in profit. We caught this amazing move down. All right, so I'm gonna go over my logic here. Remember, I said earlier in the video that we were looking for a squeeze, right? So the squeeze was happening, and then I saw right here at 46.51 we had a breakdown of price. So price came above 46.51 and it topped out right at about 46.42. I mean 56.42. I'm sorry. And once I saw this strong rejection come off of this high right here, I knew price was gonna break down. And sure enough, price broke down really well. We got into this trade right here. We saw the volume spike. We got a spike in volume. We saw the trade go down, and yeah, it just played out exactly the way I thought it was. We were in profit pretty quickly, and we just ran it down. So we caught, I would say, at least almost 20, maybe 18. No, I would say at least 20 points on ES today, which is a good day on ES any day. I'll take that any day. But I was also watching these levels over here. If you look over here on the right side, this 56.35. Remember, I was talking about that earlier. It was kind of just bouncing back and forth between 56.35, and it was wicking really hard here, and it wasn't going anywhere, you know. And so once price broke and closed at 56.35, I was looking for it to retest 56.35 and then kind of move to the upside. But once we had the breakdown, once I saw this reversal candle on my Renko charts at the highs, I knew that price was inevitably gonna come down, and they financed the move down with that move up. And also too, it's because it broke 56 through 56.35 even and higher for the first time. So when the price breaks out higher, guys, you have to understand that there's sell orders and iceberg sell orders at high prices where prices have never been, especially in a tight range. So somebody was looking to get filled at the very, very height of this range. Somebody had orders stacked up in there saying, hey, if price comes to the extreme of this range, I want to get filled. And sure enough, that's what happened. And when we had the price break down, when it started breaking down below 56.35, I knew it wanted to see 56.200. Like, that's the next price point that it was going to come down to, was 56.200. And sure enough, it smacked it and smacked through it. I was planning on it to come meet the moving average at about 56.05, roughly somewhere around there, like right about here, 56.05 even. But we may not get that far down, depending on where price closes right here. If price closes below 56.20, I believe it'll go down to 56.05 and keep going. It may struggle, but I believe it'll get to 56.05. If not, we're gonna have the continuation of the trend back to the top. But I also knew this was a counter trend trade. Not really a counter trend trader. I mostly follow the trend, but in times like this where everything is just lining up, we got spike in volume. As you can see down here, we got the spike in volume from this candle here. We got the reversal. We got a failed breakout to the highs. I mean, there was just too much confluence to not be in this trade. So that's what we did, guys. Now we may see a continuation to the downside, which would be this 56.05 right here. But if it closes and stays above 56.20, then price will probably just end up reversing and going back up to like 56.35 or higher. So that does remain to be seen, guys. But we are done for the day. Luckily, we got done pretty early. So an early day is a good day. And let me tell you guys, when you're getting into a trade, I won't say it happens all the time, but usually you'll know you're on the right side of the market within a few seconds or a few minutes. You'll know if you're on the right side of the market or not. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. As always, like I said, The link to Comprehensive Guide to Renko Charts will be in the comment section below. And I really appreciate y'all watching. And of course, as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.